Here's the thing, the vast majority of millionaires do not just fall into millionaire status luckily. They don't just have incredibly impressive skills like being able to shoot a three-pointer amazingly well or play pickleball at the highest level. Millionaires became millionaires because they did a couple key things, and it's much different than what you may be thinking. In this video, I'm gonna go over 8 money traps that millionaires avoid, and millionaires definitely do more than just avoid these 8, but they definitely at least avoid these 8 money traps. I'm Nolan Govea, my students call me Professor G, and I made this channel to make investing simplified. Also, I know I'm usually in my professional professor attire, but today we're going casual. And don't be that person that leaves a negative comment just because I have tattoos. This tattoo in particular is all about love and positivity, so go ahead and keep it positive, y'all. What you can comment down below, though, is any money trap that you've seen or that you wish that you would have avoided, because my goal is just to make sure that everyone that watches these videos gets as much help as possible. The first money trap that millionaires avoid are no money down plans. This is just your basic buy now, pay later mentality. And at the time it sounds great. It sounds like, okay, cool, I get to have this thing, I don't even have to pay for it, I'll worry about that later. And that's what the stores are hoping that you're going to say. Because usually associated with that pay later is going to be interest, and usually that interest accrues during that time that you don't have to pay. But even if it doesn't accrue during that time and you have to pay interest later, that payment usually surprises you because by that point you've probably bought other things that you need to pay off. And so for the most part, if you need this type of plan to be able to buy the thing that you want to buy, maybe you shouldn't be buying that thing yet. Number 2 falls along the same path, and the idea of if you can't afford something, maybe you shouldn't buy something close to it or at least look like you're buying something. And this one is about not leasing a car. Because the problem here is that usually somebody's leasing this car because they can't afford to actually buy that car, and usually it's a little bit outside of your price range. So by leasing it, at least you get to flex a little bit and act like you have the money to be able to pay for that car. Car companies are smart, and so they made this option so that you can live in this luxury lifestyle, but really they're the ones that win in the end. The obvious downside to leasing a car is that you don't own the car at the end of the lease. That means you don't have a trade-in if you decide to purchase a car. Consumers who routinely lease cars over many years may end up paying more than they would if they initially bought the car. You'll pay more in the long run for a leased car because you could face excessive wear and tear charges. And you'll find it costly if you need to terminate a lease early because your driving needs change. The next money trap to avoid is the adjustable rate mortgage, or an ARM. Adjustable rate mortgages were the hip, cool way to buy a home back in the day. With ARMs, you could lock in a low interest rate for a short period of time, and then after that, your rate can go up. And if that rate skyrockets up like it has been, then that means your mortgage goes up like crazy as well, and you may not be prepared for it. When you get an adjustable rate mortgage, the appeal is obviously that lower rate today, but we have to be thinking about the safety over the long term. So in my opinion, you want to stick to a fixed rate always, and then just do your budget and forecasting off of that. The next absolute money trap is just playing the lottery. The obvious appeal here is that you're paying a couple dollars to hopefully win millions, if not billions of dollars, so that makes sense why people get excited about it. People play their favorite number, like 43 or something, and hope to win it big. The odds of winning the Mega Millions jackpot is 1 in 302,575,350. Wow. You have a 1 in 12,000 chance of making a hole-in-one playing golf. You have a 1 in 3,748,067 chance of being killed from a shark attack. Let that sink in. The next money trap to avoid are subscriptions. I'm not saying don't have subscriptions, but make sure that you're mindful that you're actually using the subscription. A great way to do this would be with a subscription tracker such as Rocket Money or Pocket Guard. And that's a really cool way to track, but you can also go old school and just list out all your subscriptions on an Excel spreadsheet. The main thing is to just have a visual, to actually see what subscriptions you have so that it reminds you, because if you're not using one, it's very, very easy to pick that out and then hopefully cancel it. The bonus here, and the thing that probably made these millionaires actually become millionaires, is the fact that they have a budget. They're tracking all of their expenses, not just the subscription. Again, having something written out and intentional as to how you're spending your money, and then knowing the income coming in and having a plan for what you're gonna do with that. And then obviously taking that extra step of discipline and investing that little extra money that you do have each month so that you can be on your way to that financial freedom. On this same note though, many millionaires do belong to a group of some sort, maybe a mastermind or at least a group of like-minded individuals who aspire with the same goal. If you want to reach financial freedom quicker and be a part of an investing group, consider joining our Patreon group where we meet live on Zoom meetings twice per month, and also you have access to DM me anytime to ask questions. It's only $20 per month, and this group will definitely kickstart your investing trajectory. Check out that link down in the description, and let's move on to the next item. And the next one on this list to avoid is definitely payday loans. These guys are the worst of the worst in the financial industry. They definitely want to take advantage of you because they know that you need that money right then. In California, payday lenders can loan up to $300 and charge a maximum of $45 in fees. Although this fee may not seem too high, the average annual percentage rate for payday loans is 372%. The way to prepare for a life event where you actually need that money is to actually prepare. It's not fun and it's not sexy, but what you need to do is start building up that emergency fund. The first step is to save up a meaningful amount, and to me, I believe that that's $1,000. From there, you're not done. What you want to do at that point is try to get at least 1 month of living expenses totally saved up. You'll reach ultimate safety once you have an emergency fund that's built up to 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. You should definitely house that in a high yield savings account so that you're earning extra interest and extra money every single month just by letting your money sit there. And it's totally safe and guaranteed, though the rate may go up or come back down, but you'll never lose money by having money in a high yield savings account. If that interests you, check out this video that I did on the top 5 high yield savings accounts that I've seen in 2023. The next money trap to avoid is a big one, and it's using credit cards incorrectly. On the flip side of this though, many millionaires do use credit cards, and they use them incredibly correctly because it's an absolute hack in the finance world. I buy just about everything on my credit card and just pay it off that day or the next day and then earn those points. Most of the times that I travel for free because of all the points that I built up just paying off the things that I'm paying. This is how the rich get richer, and they get to go on vacation for free. Using credit cards incorrectly though would be kind of the way that credit cards hope that you use them. They're hoping that you don't have any money, so you're using the credit card to buy the thing, and then you're saying to yourself, on payday, I'll just pay that off. The problem is that payday comes around and you forgot that you have other things that you have to pay off, and now that credit card debt just keeps getting bigger, and the big problem with credit cards is their crazy interest rate. Most of them are over 20%, and so once you have a substantial amount of debt in that, it's very, very hard for you to get out of that. The last one is less of a money trap and more of a mindset shift. Rich people are those that will eventually have true wealth, look at their paycheck or income much differently. They include one big expense as the first expense or payment when they receive their paycheck. The first payment that they make is a payment to their future selves in the form of investing a set amount at the beginning of every single month, no matter what. If you look at investing as, I'll put some money into that if there's any left over, there's rarely going to be money left over because it's very, very tempting to just use that little extra money to buy some clothes or shoes or go out for drinks that extra time that month. You need to have the discipline to get that money invested right away. I just make it an automatic debit where it's taking the money directly from my account to my retirement accounts or to my brokerage account right away, and so it really does feel like you're paying a bill to a certain extent, but at least that money's gone and I'm not tempted to use it. As far as what to invest in, here's a video I did on the safest ETF long-term that also produces the best dividend and my price prediction for where SCHD is going to be by 2030. With this, you'll be able to retire fast and live off of passive income forever.